All right, so the objective that we're going to go over today as far as Green Globe is we're going to go over what is Green Globe certified, selling Green Globe, what are the attributes for that, and we'll go over some just tools and references so you can be better informed after this training, or if you want to kind of do some more research when it comes to Green Globe, and then we'll open up for a question and answer. So the reason why we're actually doing this training, Marcus and Lori brought to our attention that a lot of our on-site people are not too familiar with how we're either Green Globe certified or even the other properties that are Energy Star certified. So we want to make sure that we bring this to your attention, give you some extra selling tools when it comes to your tours and kind of showing the apartments, and just bring that extra addition of being able to overcome the objections when it comes to price, being able to sell how your utilities are a lot cheaper when it comes to the way we have our properties built. All right, so what is Green Globe? So is there anybody on the line that actually knows what Green Globe is, or how, just a little bit of background on it? Okay, so if you guys do not, we're going to go over what that is. So Green Globe, the Green Building Initiative administers the Green Globe's building assessment and certification platform. It is a federally recognized whole building certification that is adaptable, collaborative, and results-driven. Green Globe uses a third-party assessor to provide recommendations, perform assessments, and write detailed reports for the project teams. So Green Globe, not only is it a part of the GBI, the Green Building Initiative, but they also work with third-party companies to assess our buildings and our construction before we open up. So it's really cool. It actually helps out with making the properties sustainable, and helps us stand out among our competition. So the assessors, they come out, they document the work that is done upon construction completion, and then once we're certified by the Green Building Initiative for the resources, the efficiency, and the reduction of environmental impacts. So it's a very cool process the way it works. All right. So on this call, I'm going to kind of ask you guys a couple of questions. So feel free to unmute yourself and respond back. You can use the chat box as well. So I do want to make sure that I give credit where credit is due. So if you guys participate, I will be sending out some gift cards just for people that have some good answers. So first question is, what are some of the deciding factors when it comes to making a decision on an apartment home? So whenever you are talking to your prospects, what are some of the deciding factors to them when it comes to making a decision to live at your community? What do you guys think?
Size.
Did somebody say a price?
Size.
Oh, size. Okay. Size. All right. What else?
Price.
Price. Okay. Any other deciding factors?
Efficiency.
Efficiency. Okay. Stacy said amenities, efficiency, size, price. And who were the three people that just gave me those answers?
Nick, G, yeah. Danielle,
Okay.
and Jesse mentioned Woodland.
All right. Awesome.
And Misty.
And Misty. Got it. Okay. So those are actually all great. So those are all really big deciding factors. So we said price, so rental rate is a big deciding factor. Location is actually going to be one for you. Amenities. So I think Stacy said amenities, so thank you, Stacy. Lease term. Lease term is also can be a deciding factor depending on how long of a lease they want when it comes to moving into a new place. Pet policy, and then utility costs. Utility costs can also be a deciding factor when it comes to making a decision on an apartment home. All right, so like we talked about the different deciding factors. So the main priority when it comes to an apartment home usually is the price. especially when on a call with somebody, that's one of the first questions they ask, how much is the one-bedroom apartment, before you even get into like the sales pitch of it all. The second factor, when it comes to when you're thinking about prices, those additional fees like amenities, pest control, trash, water, utilities. So these extra fees, they can be vital to a prospect when it comes to that deciding factor, because they're actually looking at what they're going to be adding extra to their monthly expenses and monthly budget. Okay. So one of the common questions asked on an apartment tour or maybe a leasing call is, how much are the average utilities for the apartment home? So this is a question that we get every once in a while. So I want to ask you guys, what is your typical response or answer when you get that particular question?
Typically, I'll say it's based on usage, especially for electricity. I get a lot of electricity questions.
Okay, so based off usage. Was that Calvin?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so based off usage for electricity. What about when they ask you, like, maybe like, what's the water bill run?
Typically, you kind of give them anywhere in between 25 and 30 per person. Could be less, could be more.
Okay. All right. Anybody else? Like, whenever you guys get that question, as far as how much are the average utilities for the apartment home, what's kind of like your common answer?
For all utilities, or just talking about water?
It could be electricity, it could be water. Depends on like what kind of question comes up whenever they're asking you this.
Right. So for electricity, I always tell people that, I live in a 726 square foot floor plan. And, even in the hottest month of the year, I've never paid over $65, but of course it does depend on your habits. I don't know you personally, I don't know your habits, but I can give you my own personal experience. It's always been below $65. So that's pretty darn good.
Okay, awesome. So those are both great answers. I like how you guys actually give them examples and you kind of give them a range. So what we're going to do in this training is kind of give you guys some extra additional things you can say when it comes to quoting, like how utilities are actually, how they average, and what contributes to that cost. So utilities can represent a significant monthly expense, often 10 to 15% of your monthly rent. So the efficiency of appliances, products in your apartment, such as lighting, heating, air conditioning, refrigerators, water heaters, they can determine your monthly energy bill, of course. So that's kind of going toward your electricity question when people are asking you about that. As well as like the flush and flow rates of plumbing equipment, like your toilet and shower, those all can impact your water bill. So we want to just give them an example of how our property is set up when it comes to being Green Globe certified, and how they're going to be actually saving some money. All right, so prior to today's training, I sent out a survey form for you to fill out, asking a few questions to test your knowledge on Green Globe. One of the questions I asked was, please list at least 4 ways your property is Green Globe certified. So let's kind of read what some of these say here. So we have appliance rating, insulation, roof deck insulation, Energy Star appliances, high performance windows. I see LED lighting is a big one. What about water management materials, double pane windows, eco-friendly wood plank style flooring. And I like this one here. Somebody said largest on-site and off-site parks, greenest volume builder. So you guys had a lot of good responses when it came to knowing how your property is Green Globe certified. So I don't know, I'm not sure if you guys already knew this, or y'all Googled it really fast, or y'all checked their website, but it seems to be that you guys actually have a lot of the information of how your property is Green Globe certified. So just to reiterate what some of those are. So we have extensive extra insulation. So we have 18 inches of insulation. We have high performance windows. They all achieve a low E, so either by film or gas. Is anybody familiar with what low E means? Okay. So just so you know what low E is, so if you're in your apartment and you're doing a tour and you're kind of going over like the ins and outs of how our windows are, you can kind of let them know, you know what, we actually are all low E, um, all low E as far as the 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 measurement of it. So low E, what that is, it means low emissivity, or precisely low thermal emissivity. So our windows are energy efficient because any material that reflects, absorbs, and emits radiant energy is going to save energy. So by that, like the glass that is coated, so you can either achieve low E by film or gas. So we have some of our properties, depending on which property it is, they may have argon gas windows, and then you may have some that actually have a film as well. So has anybody heard of argon gas windows? Okay. Is your property, do y'all have argon gas windows?
I think so. That's how I sell it.
Do you know what argon gas windows are?
Yeah, it's like double pane, and on the inside they fill it with the gas, and the argon gas is light permeable but not heat permeable.
Celebrating you.
Awesome. So perfect. So you're right. So argon gas windows, they provide that thermal efficiency, like you said, with a double pane. So during the winter, the heat stays in, and the summer, the heat stays out. So that's kind of nice about that. All right. So we have the low E windows. We have efficient duct systems, consistent temperature from room to room, fresh and filtered air, humidity-controlled homes, efficient products like your appliances, even the plumbing equipment. So the way our plumbing is, LED lighting in every home, and also green spaces throughout the community. So these are all a lot of ways that you kind of sell your communities and kind of let them know how we are actually contributing to being green. So kind of going over those and letting them know how they're actually going to be saving money on their utilities. All right. So one of the things that that we talked about on the last string is duct ceilings. So the picture you're seeing here, this is an example of the way our communities have the duct ceiling set up. So our build include a sealed and tested duct system as a Green Globe requirement to maximize the performance and the comfort provided by the HVAC system. Duct systems in Indoor Air Plus homes are also covered during construction or vacuumed out upon final inspection. This helps to avoid particulates such as sawdust, drywall, and other construction debris from being distributed throughout the home, and potentially damaging the HVAC components or reducing the system's performance. So that's one of a big selling point. You can kind of go over your prospects with, letting them know how our duct ceiling is that it's one of the great things about the build of our homes and apartment communities. Also, moisture and water management feature. So what do you guys think? How does moisture affect air quality, like in an apartment home? What do you guys think? Is moisture good to have in an apartment home as far as in the air quality?
Yeah, you don't want it to be too wet, then you get mold, but you don't want it to be too dry, because then it's uncomfortable.
Perfect. So yeah, moisture in a home can lead to mold, mildew, it can also mess up like durability issues, as well as health risks. So as you can see here, these professionals are installing a waterproof membrane at the valley of the roof. So this is an example of many of the construction features that is designed to keep water out of the home. So this is a requirement for all Green Globe and Energy Star properties. Okay. Some other key elements as far as the way our construction is we have low VOC paints. So low VOC paints should contain fewer than 50 grams per liter of volatile compounds. So just so you guys kind of have an idea of what low VOC paints are. So VOCs are volatile organic compounds. So these are carbon-containing substances that easily become vapors or gases. They can be present in paints and cleaning products, and they can cause respiratory and health problems for occupants when used indoors. So you're probably thinking, well, I guess that really doesn't matter since that's usually during the process of painting a home. So it's not just during the painting. It also occurs over time. And for people living in there, it can actually emit what they call gassing. So the gases that can go in there can cause health problems. So we actually use a very low VOC for our paint. We also have R30 plus. It's a attic insulation. So R value is a measure of resistance to heat flow through a given thickness of cellulose insulation material. The higher the value, the greater the resistance. So ours are 30 plus. We also have solar board roof decking. So with a layer of aluminum foil, which reflects as much as 97% of the radiant energy from the sun back out through the roof. That's pretty cool. I mean, that's just to kind of know, like during the summertime, especially we're here in Texas, and we know how hot it gets and how our buildings actually, knowing now, they actually reflect the radiant energy back through the roofing system. All right, we're almost done with training, but I want to kind of give you guys some examples of what you can see when it comes to some of the savings. So this is apartment A. Apartment A here is a non-Green Globe certified apartment home. And the annual utility cost for this particular home is about $1,650. So we have it here broken down. You can see some of the different contributions of what brings that annual utility cost together. So we see $300 in plumbing fixtures, $250 in the appliances, $700 in HVAC and thermostat, $200 toward water heater, and $200 contribution of lighting. So annual utility cost is $1,650, and this is a non-Green Globe certified home. When we compare that to a Green Globe certified home, we see a big reduction there. So this one here, we see plumbing fixtures like $195, appliances $100, HVAC and thermostats $450, which before was showing $700 in a non-Green Globe certified home. Water heaters $185 and lighting $45. So you have an annual utility cost of $975 as far as like the contributions for that year. So that's a savings of like $675 a year, or you can say $55 a month. So the way our properties are built, you're getting a really good savings a month toward utilities. And a lot of us all live on property. I can say it myself. I think my electric bill hasn't been more than $30. So it's been from 17 to 30. And then my water bill is pretty inexpensive as well. And it's just, of course, yeah, it's me in a one bedroom, but compared to where I was living in Houston, I had a one bedroom townhouse there, and my electricity bill is about $300 to $400 a month. So I would say our properties are built very nice and very, very efficient when it comes to energy saving. All right, so just to give you guys a couple of tools and references if you ever need any, www.thegbi.org. That's actually the Green Globe Initiative. There's a lot more information on there as far as how they certify constructions and multifamily housing for Green Globe. So you may want to check that out. There's also greenglobe.com, and in LearnW3, we're actually going to have this video uploaded into the catalog for Green Globe and also under resources. So before we finish today, I just want to make sure that you guys didn't have any questions as far as Green Globe certification. So I will pause now and see if anybody has any questions. All right, well, I do not hear that there are any questions at this time. So I want to say thank you guys for attending today. Like I said, this was going to be a quick training. Just wanted to bring some of the stuff to your attention as far as how we are Green Globe certified. And we actually have a contest. So we are doing a video contest. It's a quick video, and we want to try to get every property to do it, where you can just do like maybe a mock tour or something, and just kind of go over how you actually are selling Green Globe to your prospects. All right, well, thank you everybody for taking the time today to get on this call. I do have this training again today at 6 p.m. So if you have anybody that was not able to make it today and they'd rather do it a little later in the day, we have it at 6 p.m. today, and then tomorrow the same time, 1 o'clock and 6 p.m. You guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you. Bye, thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Hey,